check it out. Yeah, you know I'm always fierce in the fashion that I wear. I be stunting on my peers. Diamonds glare, make them steer. In the verse, switching gears. Moving forward, never rear. I don't even look in mirrors. Yeah, you know I'm always fierce. Garments in my closet so fly, they need a passport. Fabric imported from Indonesia, need a visa. Popping tags at my leisure. Shift gears, two-seater. I don't care if I'm on a bus or a 10-speeder. You will never catch a mega in a dusty.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? Happy Friday.
What's going on? Yeah,
Wow.
it's Friday.
You guys are looking fierce. Hey, you guys are watching. Welcome to Fierce Entertainment Live, episode 31. I'm Rob Midland, joined by my little sister, Jessica. What up, Jessica?
That's me. What's up, y'all? Happy Friday.
My sister from another mister, the goddess, Star Dalton. What up, Star?
Hey, everyone. Welcome.
And the man himself, Mr. Matthew Cooley, New York Folklore, in the house.
What's up, Matthew?
It's Matthew.
Oh, man. So what a week, guys. Let's kick it off. I want to talk about Monday. Monday was Star's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Star, talk to us about your birthday. Let's talk about it.
It was a long weekend. It was a wonderful weekend. I had a lot of great times with you guys and the rest of my friends. So couldn't ask for more.
Nice. Well, shout out to Mr. Terrence Ramsey, Mr. Pineapple over there in Tampa, Florida. Pineapple Clothing. Talented family member, one of our Fierce family members over there in Tampa. Right?
Definitely.
Oh, man. So, so you guys, like I was saying, it's been a heck of a week. So last week we got into it, because we were coming off of the whole insurrection, the whole thing with the Capitol. You know, say when they, the insurrection. When they ran over
insurrection.
Insurrection. That's the word. I'm trying to figure out the word.
Inclusion, but opposite of that, I guess.
Yeah.
Inclusion, but not.
Not included. But it was a scary time. It was a scary time for us because we didn't know what was going on, what was going to happen next. You know what I mean? And it was good to see that things moved forward. You know what I mean? And the positive, regardless of your politics. You know what I mean? Just we don't want to see a civil war in our own country. So it was good to see.
Yeah, it was good to see everything kind of calm down and.
Yeah.
No major issues afterwards, so that was good.
Yep. So if this is your first time joining us, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fierce Entertainment. You'll see tons of footage of our previous episodes as well as tons of footage from some of our past events. Fashion Week, Fan Show, and different events that we had going on over there.
Yes. And as you all know, this is an interactive show. So we want you to tag your friends, like, share, make comments. And as you make comments, we're going to pull you right on into the show. So let's do this.
Sharing is caring. So definitely. And then also not only follow all our, what?
I said, I'm going to share it right now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm sharing right now. I'm here to share right now.
Matthew, I can't hear you. Was Matthew talking?
Yeah, I thought he was saying.
Say something.
Say something, Matthew. Hello? Nope. We don't hear you.
Hello?
We don't hear you. I don't know.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, come back in. Let's come back in. Let's have him come back in. And so now, let's talk as much shit about Matthew as we can get out before he comes back.
Before he comes back. You'll never know.
I'm gonna start with all that. Did you see all that stuff he had in the back of his wall? He wanted to hurry up because he usually had that naked mannequin. Yeah, he tried to put a whole bunch of stuff on there today. I see what's going on. Man. So and before we get too deep into it, I do want to acknowledge Hank Aaron. So Hank Aaron, a home run king. He defied racism. He died today at age 86, and he was revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? He beat Babe Ruth's record, and he was really fighting hard against racism. So we want
Wow.
to give him a shout out. That's a picture of him back in
Oh,
the
nice.
day. He played for the Atlanta Braves, so our family that's tuning in from Atlanta. He was
Okay.
with the Braves for a while, for most of his career, and that's a picture of what he looked like, now. So he died. He played in the Negro League, but his final 2 years he did play with the Atlanta Braves, which is the
Atlanta
DJ.
Braves.
Yeah, that's where um,
DJ
DJ
Johnny
Strong,
Blaze.
DJ Charlie
DJ
Blaze.
Sean.
He's the DJ for them. So
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up.
yeah,
So he's like family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
yes.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys at home, guess what day today is? You guys here too? Guess what today is?
Hot Sauce Day. National Hot Sauce Day.
Hot Sauce Day.
Hot sauce
Yeah.
day?
National Hot
Is
Sauce
it?
Day.
It's not Hot
Yes.
Sauce Day. It's
Yeah,
not Hot
it
Sauce
Oh,
Day.
Yep. It's National Hot Sauce
I,
Day. Mom.
No, it's not.
you saying
Yes,
that
it
with
is.
some like conviction. So
You
like
can't
you
be
know.
making stuff up, Matthew. This is not that type of show. You just come up here and just guess and make up any.
Right. And he's like, it is. It is.
Okay, it's Hot Sauce Day for you. How about that?
Okay.
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 It's all right. Today
So
is
what else
National
is it?
it's Celebration of Life Day. Celebration of life.
Oh, okay.
You know what
So
I'm
what
saying?
does
And
that mean?
that hot sauce will make you celebrate your life. Let me tell you
You-
real quick.
That's what you're saying. So if that's how you want to celebrate your life, is with some hot sauce. That's good.
That's all. I mean, yeah, it
All
goes
about
hand in
it.
hand.
So Matthew, what do you have in your background? We were talking shit about you when you left. So what's in your background?
You always talking ass about me. Regardless of what I am.
Right. Did you hear it? I hear.
Oh man. So I've got the Mad Hatter. I've got 2 versions behind me, and I actually have 2 more sitting over here on my floor. So
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I can see
So
the
for
hat
those
now.
of you-
Yeah, that's so
Yeah, you
yes.
see that? It's
So for those
colorful
of you who
too.
didn't know, I played Mad Hatter a couple times. So or I just say is I'm friends with the Hatter. So
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
so
So
cool. I love
I
you
mean,
it.
over
I
there.
also may have one of the hats here too.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
So
love it.
explain to me, what is the Mad Hatter? What is that?
So the Mad Hatter is a good question, Rob. I'm glad you asked. So it is a character created by Lewis Carroll, whose birthday is actually on the 27th of this month, so next Wednesday. So I'm super excited about that. So the Mad Hatter is actually a character that Lewis Carroll wrote into The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland. There's actually a book before what everyone's known for, or has read, like The Adventures of Alice in Wonderland. And it's a manuscript, which I have, which doesn't have the Mad Hatter in it. So it's before he actually created the character, the Mad Hatter in the Tea Party, as we all know. So yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. I mean, we're both kind of gingers, so we're both kind of crazy. We're both doing our own thing. So it's kind of fit for the course. Was chosen to be the Mad Hatter, so so he's one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
very nice.
Okay. So the guy with the big hat in Alice in Wonderland. That's
Yep,
who he is.
drinking the tea and everything else.
That's all you had to say.
Okay. I can't wait to see pictures
I love
with
that
all
part.
the.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll see it on the 27th.
Oh man. So those of you that are watching at home, today's National Celebration of Life Day. For Matthew is National Hot Sauce Day. But let us know how you celebrate life. What do you do? What's your favorite way to celebrate life? Comment. We want to know. We'll bring you into the conversation and make you part of the party. This is our happy hour. And come hang out with us. So let us know. What do you do? Go ahead and comment. What do you do to celebrate life? How do you celebrate life?
Because if you
That's a
don't
good
comment, I
question.
will. And we got a whole hour of me commenting.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm
So
thinking, how do I celebrate life? Like for real.
Okay. I can tell you how you celebrate life.
Drinking, laughing,
Drinking, harass your brother.
harass people.
You
Nah.
boss people around.
That gives me joy.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys who has been celebrating life, and they've been trending all over social media. But we do have a comment. Let's see. Kurt Ski said, "I enjoy life when I know my child's life is good." Amen to that.
That's right.
Thank you for coming in.
That's a
That's
good one.
definitely a good one.
Yeah,
They
true.
won.
That's true.
No, if your kids are good, you're good. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and the good thing, you know, a lot of times what kids only need is love. The main thing they need is love. You know what I'm saying?
That's
A lot of times we as parents, we put a lot of stress on ourselves to
Mhm.
provide all of these extra things, man. But once kids
Yeah.
know that they're secure, you know what I'm saying, and
That's
you know they're
it.
going to be able to eat, and they could, you know, they could trust you, and they have you in their life. That's all they want, man. So
And it's
So
a
that
reflection of
reminds
you
me.
too.
say again.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And it's a reflection of you as well. I mean, if they're doing well and like everything that they're the checkpoints that you instilled in them as growing up from like infant to
Mhm.
whatever age they are now, and if they're happy about it, then is reflecting on you that okay, I'm doing well in my life.
Right.
So
Check
And
the box.
for those of us without children, our fur babies. I
Yes.
always worry about my fur
Oh,
babies.
fur
So,
baby.
yeah, lots of
Yeah,
so
the
sacrifices
fur baby
for her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Well,
do.
But
I'm
very
gonna tell
I
you
appreciative
was
of
guys.
my life.
Go ahead,
I
Jeff.
was watching. I know you were talking about inauguration day, and I was watching a recap of a 13-year-old boy who stole our heart over the summer, but he was also involved in inauguration. I missed him, but he was on the news. 13-year-old boy who had a stutter. He still does have a stutter, and
Yeah.
he met Joe Biden on his campaign trail, and Joe Biden befriended him and has been coaching him. And he said, you know what?
Aw.
I had the same thing. This is how I overcame stuttering, and has been mentoring him. And this 13-year-old, he was able to speak at the national convention. And then I missed it, but I think he was part of the parade, the virtual parade on inauguration day.
Wow.
So they interviewed him on the news later that night. And he did his whole interview, and the dad's just there like nervous and excited, and what the news, the what do you call it, broadcaster said pretty much the same thing what you just said, Rob. He's like, I know that look on that dad's face. That dad is just wants to make sure his son is okay. We put all these other expectations on our kids, but ultimately he just wants him to know that he's okay, he's in a safe place, and that he's supported. So I thought that was really cool. And I just love that kid. I mean, if you ever see him, he's just got the cutest little bright smile.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him a couple of times. He's been doing a few interviews now, and he lost his stutter. And shout out to Kurt Ski one more time on Periscope, watching us on Periscope over there, and everybody else on Periscope.
And
He said
Twitch.
love, and Twitch.
Twitch.
He said love is the common factor for happiness. So shout out to Kurt Ski one over there. And then so Mom's Duke, my mom joined in. She says she celebrates. Yeah, she celebrates life by being grateful for each day.
Yeah.
Yes.
For that
And
mama
that's-
song.
Miss your Rosa.
That's my Rosa. Yeah. Shout out to my mom. Yeah, she celebrates like my mom exercises every day. She's biking,
Yes.
walks. I mean,
Rides the bike.
yeah,
She be riding her bike.
she's amazing. So those of you, so we're asking, today is National Celebration of Life Day. Let us know how you celebrate life. Go ahead and comment. We want to hear how you celebrate life at home. And I want to share with you guys my what's poppin', Mr. Bernie.
Love it.
Rob, I
So many funny ones.
Yeah.
give me your
He's all
phone, Rob.
over.
You're done with
Oh,
the
wait a
internet.
minute.
Stop.
Wait a minute. Didn't Bernie go to Fashion Week? Like we gotta
Hey.
show that he was at Fashion Week. He was at
Bernie,
Fashion Week.
oh yeah, I should have had that one in there. Wait, I'm sitting in the fashion.
God.
And then the
Oh, we're
international
gonna show y'all that one later.
Yeah. So Bernie Sanders, man, he was trending all over social media.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
People
man,
are
everywhere.
Yes, and there was him and those mittens. It was those mittens.
Those mittens.
So he was celebrating life with those mittens.
Oh my God.
So there was a lady that I think she was a school teacher that made the mittens for him.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Did y'all see that report? And then
Yeah.
Yes,
she posted
she's
she
a-
sold out.
Yeah, she sold out
Oh,
of
wow.
mittens.
Everybody wants mittens now. They're like,
There were no
yo,
mittens.
he looks so cozy. Don't he look like that old man? Like he didn't care. He like, yo, he looks
Right.
cozy.
He's like, I gotta go to the post office after this. So can y'all hurry up?
He's like,
They're trying to-
like
they're
he's
trying to
sitting
keep
outside of
warm.
like Panda Express or something eating dinner.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
God, I can't.
That's
Shut up,
funny. They
shut
gave
up,
muscles to ghosts.
Yeah. He was making
Oh,
the
like
pottery.
he's got.
Oh, my favorite, the painter. What's his name? Is it Bob?
Bob Ross. That's what killed
Yes.
me.
That was
Oh,
great.
man.
Oh, I love
Oh, you're
it.
drinking. I see this, but I'm like, I had to spit it out because this is not gonna happen.
Oh man, so you guys, we're celebrating life. Today is at National Celebration of Life Day. Every week
Yes.
we like to go on the nationalcalendar.com and see what day it is. So today's National
what we
Celebration of Life Day. Yeah, and so we're celebrating life today. So we want you guys to comment. Go ahead and let us know how you celebrate life. What's your favorite way to celebrate life? What you do,
Oh, man.
and we'll bring it up on the screen here.
Matthew, you still
Oh,
crying, laughing, crying?
Y'all,
No, I
that
got
is
hot.
some of the
to
stupidest
drink.
English stuff I've seen in a long time.
Rob. Beautiful Rob.
Oh,
What kills me even more is like he
Since the
consciously
fly.
made this. Oh my God. Like Bernie Sanders consciously made his effort to get his little fold-out chair and sit there, knowing he's darn well on, every sort of publication and like social media within 2 seconds, knowing what he
Right.
did.
he was
Social
social distance. He didn't
distance.
want nobody by him. He was cool. He was like, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm warm. I got my distance.
Oh,
I'm
man.
good. Leave me alone.
He saw Matthew back
Bless
there
his
crying.
heart.
He was watching this video.
Oh.
He was crying.
Did you? I
Right.
saw one with the fly. I can't remember if I looked away if I saw it on there. The fly, was he in?
Oh no, I don't think.
There was one
I
like that
didn't see
too.
that one.
No, I didn't have that. I didn't get that one. I didn't get
I
that
mean,
one.
they're just never ending. Like they just
Yeah,
everywhere.
after I put that video together, I saw some more. I was like, oh man. So it's pretty cool. So Mr. Bernie Sanders celebrating life with his
Bless his
video.
heart.
Loving his life. Okay, can't tell him nothing.
Nothing at this point.
Oh,
Oh man. I love
Oh
it.
man. So with the inauguration, I mean that was a big deal this week. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But the other
Absolutely.
thing, there was a lot that was going on with the inauguration. The other thing that was trending was all of the fashion. All of the fashion. So it was like
Yes.
people were talking about like what different people were wearing. So just can you guys talk to us, tell us about the fashion. Let's talk about it.
Okay, yeah. So let's take a look at some of the looks and then we will discuss. All right, y'all
All right.
ready?
Let's do it. Nice.
Okay,
Amazing.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
I had
man,
to wear my color, inspired by the one and only, the Michelle
Michelle.
Obama.
Yeah,
okay.
she was sharp. She was
She was
sharp.
amazing. She was
Man,
amazing.
One,
so
man.
go ahead, Matthew.
Once I saw that wine burgundy, I was like, man, she is an Avenger for sure.
Yeah.
That I
Yes.
was like, homegirl turned it out because last time we saw her like inauguration, she had a little low pony. I'm like, now she's
Yes.
like,
A
I'm gonna
lonely
get that. I'm gonna get that full blowout
it
wig.
laid. It laid.
She
Okay.
looked so phenomenal. It was such a beautiful color on her.
You
I was
said
like,
she looked like
that's
an
my
Avenger.
choice.
You said she looked
She
like
looked
an
like an
Avenger.
Avenger to me. Yes.
I like that.
She was like majestic royalty. I felt like she just
Oh man.
floated. Like was she
She floated
floating
in.
all
Yeah.
day? She's
Oh man,
Mhm.
those. I
Yep.
All
mean,
eyes on her.
those people was dressed to the T. So is that? I guess that's the style, the mundane color, double mundane, because everybody was wearing like the same color. They had the jacket, they had like the outfit underneath, and everything, like the gloves, everything matched. Even the Dr. Biden. You know what I'm saying? She had the
yeah.
teal. Jennifer Lopez was all white. Yeah, surprisingly enough, what's the lady's name? Lady Gaga. She didn't, she didn't
Yeah.
come looking crazy. I was expecting her to come crazy.
Yeah.
But she did.
had a big
But
old
she did
bird.
though. She did though.
She did.
She
It
did
was
her
True.
pretty
thing.
wild.
She did.
I
What's
thought she
She
was
was
gonna have a dress made out of meat or something. You know what I mean?
the interesting thing? The interesting thing
Came
about
for
her
her.
costume is if you ever seen Hunger Games, she took a nod from Hunger Games, and actually Hunger Games reached out to her saying we're missing a Mockingjay pin.
Oh, so she stole it. Oh man, so she should have did what's the whistle with
Yeah.
the.
So
with
Lady
the-
Gaga
yeah.
took a Hunger Games look, making it her own look. Which once
Yeah.
I saw the look, I'm like, girl, you're
Hunger Games.
you're going
Okay.
for it.
Was it me, or was she like eyeballing that Marine that escorted her too? Like she wanted to. She was looking like he was a piece of food. She was looking
I
at
mean,
him.
She's not wrong.
uniform. I'm just saying.
Oh man. Well, speaking of wrong, what's up, Lori?
Hey, Lori. Thank
Our
you.
good friend Lori. What's up, Lori?
We miss you too.
Yes.
Oh man, so Lori, yeah, we'd like to hear your comment because you're always celebrating life, and today's National Celebration of Life Day, and that's our question of the day. What do you do? How do you celebrate life? So share that. Go ahead and comment if you're watching at home. Go ahead and comment. We want to know what you do to celebrate life, and yeah, we'll go ahead and pop that up on the screen. Man,
And I don't know if you guys saw not Michelle Biden, Dr. Biden. She had a corsage. Look,
Oh.
I haven't seen a corsage since I was in high school. When I went to a prom.
Okay. I
So do
didn't
you
see
think-
that. Okay, corsage.
So do you think
She had a
Joe Biden gave it to her? Did Joe Biden give her a corsage like they went to
It's-
the prom?
Will you go to the
the flowers
inauguration
back.
with me?
To the ball. Like, will you dance
Right.
with me?
Oh man, is
But it's like
that
a
romantic?
tradition. It's actually a tradition for all the new first ladies to have a corsage, and it's dated back.
Oh.
I don't know if Melania actually had one. Whatever.
Melania had Tiffany. She was rocking Tiffany. She was
Tiffany
rocking everything
corsage.
Oh, well.
made out of gold and diamonds.
But yeah, the corsages actually are a tradition for all the first ladies when they go on the inauguration day. So I was really interested. I'm like looking at it, I'm like looking close. I'm like, she's got a corsage. What's going on here?
Wow.
And then I looked up and I was like, it's a tradition that the first wives or the first ladies do. So I was like,
That's
okay,
what's up.
let's keep that going.
What's up? And then so Jennifer Lopez, she had like 4 or 5 outfits.
Oh,
She kept changing. I was disappointed because I wanted her to slide. How she be running and doing that slide when she sings. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
with
see.
all the layers.
Huh? You know how she did in the
Yeah, with
Super
all the
Bowl?
layers. Let's go triple balls.
Remember the Super Bowl? How Jennifer Lopez ran and then she slid into the camera.
hmm
Yeah.
She was half naked.
Yeah.
Right? You can slide that
Yeah.
way.
Yep. She was.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice.
You didn't notice that
My-
she was half naked? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I think the
She
clothes
was,
off
that's
of
all.
her hair is weighted.
My only challenge with Jennifer Lopez though is like with all the costume changes she has, like it couldn't make up for vocals. So, you know,
You did what?
it couldn't make up for her vocals. She had a
vocals?
lot of like
Oh,
singing
with the
issues.
vocals.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
So
It was-
I missed
didn't
that
hear.
part too. I missed that
Me-
part.
me
I was
too.
watching, but it was right at lunchtime, and then my son, I was trying to make him watch with me, and he was trying to hurry up and do his homework during lunch. So he's like, "How do you do this in Spanish?" And I'm like, "Do you understand this is history right now, and you're trying to rush through homework at lunchtime?"
Don't rush me.
Right?
the time
Like,
to not do
you
homework.
got yourself. Do it
This is the-
yourself. Leave me alone.
Okay,
Lori,
so
so sweet.
Lori says we asked the question of the day: how do you celebrate life at home? She says she celebrating memories with her first friends and family. Shout out to Lori. Thank you.
Love, Lori. Love, love.
Yes.
Much love. Sending much love your way. Yep. So
So-
you guys,
So this is totally random, but about inauguration. I have watched a video clip online about the Oval Office. And Star, I think you would love this. You know, they redesign it every 4 years, depending on, you know, if there's a new president going in the Oval Office. So there's an article. I don't know if you all want to see the video. I just found it online. It's a whole report, but it shows how like they change the color of the carpet. Sometimes they change the curtain. They hang different
Oh.
pictures. Y'all want to see it? I can
yeah, let's see it.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up. I heard them talking about that, and they were asking even Air Force One. They were trying to get Joe Biden to ask him like what color he wants the carpet in Air Force One, and he's like, man, I don't know.
Wow.
So,
He don't
Ask the
care,
wife,
but-
she'll know.
he didn't answer yet.
The
yeah.
wife.
The wife, yeah,
They-
wife's gonna have it.
They need to light some sage up in there first off before they do anything.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I'm
know they
sure.
did clean it. You know they did.
every
All right,
time.
Every
Y'all
time.
check this clip out. I just found this online, so check it out.
Yes.
The planet, where wars have been waged, disasters managed, its round walls witness to some of the most dramatic moments of American democracy. And every 4 or 8 years, it is transformed as its occupant changes. The decor of the Oval Office symbols of an administration's vision for the country. And on President Biden's first full day in the White House, let's take a look inside the Oval Office. To the left now of the Resolute desk, Biden replaced the portrait of Andrew Jackson that President Trump had displayed. He replaced it with a picture of Benjamin Franklin, giving the boot to one of America's most controversial presidents in favor of one of the founding fathers who made huge contributions to science. No coincidence that he figures prominently
Love it.
along with a display of moon rocks as this White House promises to bring truth and science back to the White House. Then behind the desk, Biden chose to display a bust of Latino-American civil rights and labor leader Cesar Chavez, whose granddaughter, by the way, is Biden's director of intergovernmental affairs. And of course, as you can see there, which is customary, there are family photos. And this includes one prominently displayed of his late son, Beau. To the right of the desk, Biden has brought back the famous painting, The Avenue in the Rain, to the Oval. The patriotic scene was completed in 1917 as U.S. entry into the First World War was imminent. And this oil painting also hung in the Oval during the Obama and the Clinton administrations. Then across the room, the wall of the Biden Oval features paintings of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, and FDR, who notably led the country through several crises at once. He is very prominent there. And what's also interesting as you look at these pictures is the Jefferson and the Hamilton portraits, because they're next to each other on the wall, though these two men famously disagreed with each other.
Yeah.
The Oval is filled with other tributes to American historical figures. There is a bust of Martin Luther King Jr. There's also one of Robert Kennedy, key figures of the civil rights movement, as well as Rosa Parks, whose refusal to give up her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955 sparked a bus boycott that ultimately forced the city to integrate its busing system. And then Eleanor Roosevelt, one of America's most consequential first ladies, as well as Daniel Webster, who is the former senator who fiercely defended the Union. But no longer there is the bust of Winston Churchill that Trump prominently had on display. On the Resolute desk itself, there are 2 phones. There's a cup and saucer set, which is something that we did not see during the tenure of Biden's predecessor, who was a Diet Coke enthusiast. Trump was rarely pictured with a coffee cup at his side, and he reportedly had a button to summon a staffer to bring him his favorite soft drink.
Yeah.
There's another notable contrast, and that is Biden's pens. There's a box of them that he can use to sign orders. That's not particularly unusual, but it is quite different from the Sharpie-style markers that Trump used to make his oversized signature stand out on documents. And even the desk chair is different. You can see Biden, we saw him sitting in a dark brown leather chair, tufted, after Trump's thick reddish brown executive seat that was identical to, if it was not the same one, that he used before he became president. And the Bidens also switched out the rug. They have a yellow gold Oval Office rug that they switched out, and they put in a blue one that features the presidential seal, and it's ringed by a floral rim. An official with Biden's Oval Office operations telling the Washington Post that, quote, it was important for President Biden to walk into an oval that looked like America.
Wow. That's dope.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So, I like the blue carpet better.
That pops. That blue carpet really pops.
That blue carpet was dope.
Yeah.
You got teary-eyed for
him
what?
too, because it goes straight to him.
Yeah, makes your eyes go straight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the chair. I love a tufted chair or any furniture that's
it's classy. It's classy.
Yeah.
And it's comfy too.
So how about this?
True.
How about the button? Donald Trump had a button, a red button for people to bring Diet
emergency Coke. Coke emergency. Is that like a panic button?
That's why his chair was so thick.
Hey, that makes sense. So he probably thought he was pushing the red button to drop some nuclear. and they keep bringing him up. Okay.
Calm down. Here's a Coke.
Here's a Coke.
Oh man. Oh my God.
But what a great idea. I mean.
Yeah.
So how would you guys decorate? Like, if you guys were president, how would you guys decorate your Oval Office?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I was thinking the same thing. So I know for me, I would have, not for the same reason that Clinton probably had them there, but I would have some cigars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna smoke mine. No, well, you can go outside. You can go outside to the balcony. Cause somebody come by. I have some cigars, some cognac. You know what I'm saying? Or some dark.
Oh, I'm sure it's some drinks.
Yeah, I have a little wet bar. Mine would be a little more, a lot more ghetto.
I would have to have Barack Obama's portrait in there. Like, I know it's not that many years ago, but I mean, he got to be in there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have my slides. I'm gonna have my slides up in there, so I'll take my shoes off. I can put my slides. I'm gonna have my slides up. I told you, mine's gonna be ghetto.
They can get him out.
Rob Button's gonna summon Popeye's chickens or church.
Chicken wings. I'm gonna tell everybody.
Just go
and the thing is, and the button's not gonna be connected wired. It's not gonna be. I'm gonna just let everybody know when I push this button, y'all go get me some chicken wings.
Chicken.
When you physically see me pushing the button.
What else would you eat? You could eat anything you want. Gourmet, like
literally.
Yeah.
I would have the healthiest, best tasting food. I mean, you don't have to cook, so it can be healthy and give them the challenge of making it taste good. You know?
Right.
Eggplant.
Yes.
I do.
My boy Chef Alfred. I have my boy Chef Alfred up there. With some,
hook him up. Yes.
Some jerk chicken. Yeah.
Yes, he would have to be the lead. He got to be the lead chef in the White House.
And y'all know I have lions everywhere too.
Lions.
Not real lions, but statues.
It's not Neverland.
That would be hilarious. You brought the lion. Y'all have dogs. I bring a lion. Okay.
Right. Have your pet lion.
Hey, you're the president. I have a lion in the cage.
Question. Speaking of animals, everybody always showed the dog. He didn't have a dog the last one, did he? Trump.
Trump
He probably
didn't
hates
have
animals.
any pets.
He
He probably
probably
hates
has a dog.
animals.
He's an animal hater. No, joke.
But I think everyone else had
He
dogs.
didn't have a
Yeah.
pet. Traditionally, you have a pet in the White House. That's
Yeah.
tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying
And-
nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna say something because
Okay.
when Obama first got in there, they didn't have a dog, and they got the hypoallergenic dog, and then they ended up getting 2 dogs eventually. But there was a little murmur like, oh, why doesn't he have a dog? But when Trump was in there was no murmur about him having a dog.
Yeah, the whole
just
time.
saying.
It's like,
Nothing.
presidential
Nobody said
dog.
anything.
Well,
um,
there's
But
a dog
so
in there.
I
Biden
want the dog to
There's
be
a dog
happy.
there. There's a dog there.
There's a rescue dog there, and this is a first. Biden has a rescue dog, so that's
Rescue
a
dog.
first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I
that's
love
good.
that.
Yeah, that's good.
I haven't seen the dog yet. I love it. He's doing great.
So so Joe Biden's showing everybody off. He's showing off. He had the rescue
Yeah.
dog.
He's checking all the boxes, okay?
Yeah, he's going through it.
It's like, the dog was neglected. I'm getting a neglected dog. Okay.
So Jessica,
I'm
I
fighting for
saw.
everybody.
I'm gonna get off topic a little bit. Jessica, I saw you
Okay.
with posted some pearls and chucks. So I see a lot of people putting like Chuck
Oh.
Taylors on with pearls. What was the deal with that? Can you
Yes,
help me understand why? I was looking through my feed and everybody was rocking Chuck
yes.
Taylors.
Did y'all
and
see
pearls.
it? Did y'all see it? Okay, so
Yeah.
hashtag. Oh, we should get some pictures. But hashtag Chucks and Pearls. And so it's all a tribute showing support and love and pride for our first lady, vice president, first female vice president. And there's a lot of meanings in it. So pearls, every woman, every lady loves pearls. That's just tradition, and it's something near and dear to women in general. And then add to that with the pearls that Kamala Harris is in a sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, which is part of the what we call the D9, the Divine Nine. It's a group of 9 fraternities and sororities that fall under the same umbrella. So her sorority is the first one. Mine is the second. Mine is Delta Sigma Theta. And so also being women and sorority women, of course, we love pearls as well, just like all women do. And we all were established in the early 1900s. They were in 1907. We were in 1913 or 1908. We were in 1913. And so you see the tribute to with pearls from all women. And then you saw the chucks, because one thing that's cool about Kamala is that as she was campaigning, she would switch it up. And she would be comfortable and she would keep it real. So that became like her signature look, wearing those chucks. Yeah.
So y'all thought I was ghetto when I said I have my slides in the Oval Office. That might be
You
a
still
thing.
ghetto. You still ghetto.
And I'm sorry, I said the wrong year. I said 1908. So it's yes,
Yeah.
08. I said the right year. I'm like checking myself doing the history, like, oh, don't mess up the history now. I'm good. 08.
Chucks and pearls.
Chucks and
Chuck
pearls.
Chuck Taylor
It's gonna
stock
trend.
probably went
It's gonna
up.
trend.
No wonder Chuck Taylor stock went up.
Yeah. And I think I saw a video where she was in a store where they were interviewing her in a shoe store with the chucks.
All right, that's cool.
And to like piggyback Jessica, like once she started coming on the scene and everything, you started seeing like people wearing like the pearls with like other, like when you have like necklaces, it'll be either half pearls and half chains and everything. So it's like it'll be like a I don't say dog chain, but it's like it's an aggressive chain, and then you have like the delicate pearls just to like, I don't know if it's going to symbolize her or what it is, but I started seeing that trending like in terms of fashion, like kind of around the same time she started like popping up and everything. So I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of trends being set.
Yeah,
love it.
That is crazy. It's crazy. This time right now, it's like a time in history with like all of the fashion that we talked about,
Oh my
the
God.
chucks and pearls, and what I'm saying, there's different things. It seems like it's just being established right now. And then so another thing that is kind of just popped up onto the scene that's fresh, that I think is going to be a part of our future, a staple in this country, is Amanda Gordon.
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness.
Oh,
Oh
Amanda
yes.
Gordon.
I'm
Love
done.
her.
Love,
Yeah.
love, love.
So for those of you that didn't get to see it, we do have a clip. I chopped it up a little bit because I had
Okay.
to. So it's not, so if you see it,
Anytime.
something, don't get confused. I had to chop it up, but it's the whole point. The audio is consistent. All right, so let's go ahead and.
All right, let's check it
do
out.
it.
Y'all ready?
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. In the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew. That even as we hurt, we hoped. That even as we tired, we tried. That we'll forever be tied together, victorious. Not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain. If we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the West. We will rise from the windswept Northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Yeah.
Love her.
Wow. What's crazy about this is we, as Fierce, as Fierce, we support the arts, and we've had people that are involved with spoken word and poetry.
Yeah.
We've been out and supported them as well. And she was just confirming the importance of this art to express, like, wow, like what better way to get your attention by those kind of words. And does anybody know how old she is?
She's 22. She's 22.
She's 22.
But so apparently, so Joe Biden was a fan of hers. And so she had to convince the inauguration committee that, Amanda Gorman would be a good fit.
Wow.
And so apparently, and kind of like what we talked about with the young man that stutters, the 13-year-old, she had a speech impediment as well.
That's right.
She couldn't pronounce R's, and so she used poetry to get over that hurdle. And look at her, the youngest to write and recite a poem at the inauguration, and she won't be the last. I think she's instantly, a star. We're gonna see her.
That's it. She's on the world stage. I saw that her books are selling like crazy. Wow. So I mean, she's set for life.
I wouldn't be surprised if her poetry is going to be recited through, grade school, with like Dr. Martin Luther King and like,
Well, that poem is going to be in history books. That poem is going to be in history.
It better be.
and I think I believe so. And I believe like kids are going to have to memorize it, just like you said, like
absolutely.
Because it's the time she hit the she put her finger on the button, not the Diet Coke button, but the regular button.
The button, not that
button. The pulse of what America's going through. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
She actually touched on the pulse of what America's going through. So you guys, if you enjoyed that poem, go ahead and comment. And it's also National Celebration of Life Day. So go ahead and comment. Let us know what's your favorite way to celebrate life. Go ahead and leave a comment.
And hot sauce
tell us and hot sauce day.
That's right. Don't forget Matthew's hot sauce. Please.
Hey, shout out to my uncle who makes his own hot sauce, Spicy David sauce.
That's right.
Houston, Texas.
Hey,
now that's some good hot sauce.
One.
I got some over here. I'll let you taste it, man.
I want one too. I love spicy.
You like spicy? Okay, I'm gonna get some Spicy David sauce for everybody.
Almost everything I love spicy.
So just a fun fact too, like because we talked about earlier, like how is everybody like fashion? So the Biden-Harris campaign actually has a visual team who if you're a notable person, you have to submit like what you're gonna wear. So everybody kind of coordinated as to what I don't want to say primary color, but like standout color, because you're gonna see a lot of people in black. So you want to stand out from the audience and from everybody else. So I just found that really interesting that, you know, everybody had to submit their look, and they're just like everything that we do in the fashion show, that you have to submit your look before anything happens, that, you know, you got to get it approved so that way you can say, yes, it's going to work, or no, because if you're going to have celebrities or, you know, politicians or whomever wearing the same color, you don't want them to overlap. So you kind of have to give them like alternatives. So
that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
You know, so
they want everything to be visually appealing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome.
But the young poet, she definitely looked sharp with her bright yellow.
Yes. That red
she looked very sharp.
Yes.
Yeah, she had a halo. Was that a halo? What's that on the head, Matthew?
It's actually a headband. So I looked that up as I'm like watching her, and her headband can go from Prada to like $2,000 to like where you can see it like you know, at Target for like another, you know, $20 and everything. So it's very approachable for everybody who wants to feel empowered, which is a beautiful you know, feeling to get your own.
That's another trend we're gonna see, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
Oh,
I think so.
absolutely.
I think you're gonna see kids who went to school this week with one of those. I bet you they did some bootleg ones. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't really get the real one. They got the
with their head, like a headband.
A cardboard, put some fabric on it, and then put that thing on there.
Is that what you did?
That's what I would do. You said that thing cost $2,000. Shit, well, I'll take a damn piece of cardboard, cut it out. Get kids listen at home. Get your mom pillow, cut it.
Don't do that. Don't touch.
We need to create an episode crafting.
I'm not gonna put them down because YouTube will show you how to do things with cardboard and fabric and lean stuff. So
honestly,
$2,000.
I know it's funny, but
hey, give me $50. I'll make you one. You want to order?
Let Matthew handle that part.
Okay.
Right.
He got them hats. He got them Mad Hatter hats.
Look, let's see the Mad Hatter. Let's see the Mad Hatter hat again, Matthew.
Which one?
The one that's next to you. The one that's next to you.
The real big one. The biggest one.
Well, let me scoot back because this thing's a monster.
It is.
Oh Lord, you really got to scoot back.
Damn, bro.
Wow.
No.
Oh, okay.
We need that.
Dang.
We need that. Yeah, we need that to be. We need that style to come back. In fact,
well, here's my shoes.
Was that really a style?
Too.
You got the shoes?
Oh, hell no.
Wow.
That ain't nothing but.
Rob.
I know what that is. That's Ronald McDonald shoes. You painted Ronald McDonald shoes green.
Can you walk that? No way.
It's like wearing like scuba flippers. You're just like walking around on it.
So we gotta do a open a show with that.
I'm not opening a show.
Walk around the beach like.
Matthew, I got a serious
not
question.
A sexy walk.
It's not sexy.
You have a serious question for me, Rob?
I got a serious one. Was that hat ever a style, or is it just like a play off of like the Abraham Lincoln hat? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's supposed to be a play off the top hat. The top hat,
okay.
Yeah, not like Abraham Lincoln, because he has, you know, without getting too deep into like historical hats and millinery and everything, because that could be an all-day show.
I want to know. But, no, this is a serious question. What we do, we educate people. We educate people. We want to know.
we got to learn our hat history. We need things you need to know. Things you need to know about these hats.
So here is more of like the traditional, you know, top hat and everything that you see, you know, people wear. And then it just became, so this one goes with, let's talk back here.
Okay, put that one on though. Let's see how big it is. No, I want to, like, we got to get for scale of the other one. Bigger.
Compared to the other one?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's normal.
Oh, okay. You said normal.
I mean, that's the normal size. The other one was ridiculous. I would wear that.
I like both of them.
And then you got this big old thing that I have to like scoop all the way back to put on.
That's big. That's big.
You You go to a show. Imagine going to a show with that, and then sitting in front of somebody. It's gonna be
nobody.
They're gonna be
Nobody.
mad.
No.
Be fun. Be very
Right. You can't see nothing.
And so I heard my Uncle Omar, Spicy Davis hot sauce is logging in, and so let's see.
Oh, we gotta show a picture of his hot sauce.
Come on, get
so,
hot sauce.
What's the name of his? So everybody can find it on.
Spicy Davis on Spicy Davis over there on Facebook. You find it.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad you didn't name it Spicy D.
See, Matthew, you done hooked up the
Spicy D. What you say, Matthew?
I said I'm glad he didn't name himself Spicy D.
That's his stripper name. That's his stripper name when he used to strip back in the day.
Right.
That's for something else.
Spicy D.
Spicy D.
Let's see if we can get a few of these pictures.
Oh my goodness.
Spicy D. So you'll never forget Spicy D.
Hey, I don't want none of that. Oh, y'all take that one. I don't want none of the Spicy D. Y'all can get the spicy. There you go, Omar Davis, Spicy Davis sauce. They talk about your name was Spicy D. You used to be a stripper named Spicy D back in the day.
Yeah,
Back in Panama.
In Panama. He was a stripper in Panama.
Oh no.
Spicy D. But y'all, I don't want. I'll take the Spicy Davis sauce, but not, y'all can have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We'll do
you
that.
pull it up. Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bottle. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a bottle.
You got a bottle?
Yeah, man, I got a few bottles. Hold on.
See, that's what Matthew wants. Matthew wants a. Oh, he's cracking up.
I want a bottle now. Spicy D.
Thank God.
So, what do you put your hot sauce on, Matthew?
Oh, everything. Like so in the morning I make hard boiled. Well, I don't make them in the morning, but I make them ahead of time. But I eat hard boiled eggs, French fries, pretty much anything.
Oh, okay.
I love hot sauce and everything. So, given that I went over to Korea for a certain period of time, like all their food's so spicy. So then it became, I just love spicy food.
Right.
But now that I'm getting older, I kind of, oh my God, I just love spicy food.
Oh, girl, yeah, but usually you and Melissa don't like it, right?
No, I can't handle too spicy. I could do a little mild, maybe medium, but not anything.
Yeah, so you don't get to see it when I'm with you because I'm catering to your taste bud. Oh, that looks nice.
That looks like
Peppers in there. Okay.
Rob, is
All
that
right, can't wait.
It's not me.
With my name on it.
That looks like you on the logo. Hold up. Hold
not me.
Hold the thing up.
It's not me. That was not me.
Hold it up. No.
Wait.
Turn around. That looked like, no, get your finger off that.
Putting his hand over the face.
That's you.
That looks straight up like you.
It's you.
Look at that.
That is not me. That is not me.
That's not him. No.
Omar has a go-to.
You gotta go to.
Oh, that's the difference? Is that what it is? No.
He said, look.
Yeah, your wife ain't having that.
Hey, but let me tell you something.
Oh,
look,
no.
He said that's a good-looking bottle. Look.
He said that's a good-looking bottle.
Look at his marketing game.
I'll tell you the secret about this bottle. Omar, can I tell them? You go ahead and comment if I could tell them the secret about the bottle.
So look at his got it with the chicken wings over there.
Panama.
Got the Panama represent hot and spicy.
Look, he has different
Oh,
flavors.
so for those that don't know, you're from Panama. Your family.
Yeah, we're from Panama. Look,
That bottle is empty.
This bottle's empty. Look, this bottle's empty.
Wow, it's gotta be good.
So Omar, you gotta we looking for a sponsor, man. You gotta send us some
legit.
Yeah.
Like, food is to my heart. I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Oh boy. Okay.
She's like, tell them.
Okay, so you guys know that we do graphics. Jessica and I do graphics.
You didn't do that graphic.
I did this one. So it's not me, but I did the graphics for the.
So that's why it looks like you.
That's his
Were you
picture.
the model?
I know he's the model. See that? So he's doing. So I took a picture. I took a picture of him.
He picked a picture that looked like him.
No, it's his picture. If you go to his Facebook page, it's his picture. He's throwing up the sign for Cologne, Panama, where he's from, right? But I put a pepper in there. I took his picture, a cartoon. Made a cartoon. Yeah, that's us. We made that. Y'all didn't know. You might don't believe me.
No.
All right, I'll show you. It's true.
Rob
And it's
looks
not,
more like
it's not
Shaq.
me.
Okay? Just
I love
Yes, that's Shaq. That's Shaq for sure.
Y'all didn't see my TikTok. You saw my
Shaq,
TikTok?
brother.
Oh, Rob got TikTok.
You didn't see my TikTok?
I didn't even know you were on
Lord.
TikTok.
I don't do TikTok.
I made a TikTok the other day, y'all.
Oh man.
I'm gonna show y'all
Well,
my
we'd
TikTok.
love to see
Oh
it.
God, I'm scared.
You want to see it?
Let's see it.
I
Yes,
wanna
let's do
see
it. Come on.
Okay.
Let me try to
Be
remember.
careful. Be careful.
True.
I already started it though.
I was doing the drop it like it's hot challenge.
Oh,
Oh
man.
no! What?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do
Oh,
that.
you did it.
She said that's like putting Bernie on it.
Just like putting Bernie on there. Yep. All right,
They
so
should do a
See the
limited
busted
edition.
challenge?
Look. They should do a limited edition inauguration hot sauce with Bernie on the logo.
Oh, no.
Yo,
Inauguration
There
They
you
special.
go.
would buy that so quick.
There you
let's
go.
do it. Hey, Omar, you hear
Okay.
that? All right, we can do that. I send you a label, the Bernie sauce. You got to
That'd
make
be
a
so
special
fun.
recipe.
Bernie,
He had
I
yeah.
different
gotta be
flavors.
collector.
Here,
That has to be mild. Make
He
it
got
mild.
different flavors. Yeah, Bernie
No,
got to be
spicy.
mild. But mild, Bernie laid back. You know what I mean? So the Bernie hot sauce. So if you guys just
That-
tuning in, the reason why we got into it today is actually National Celebration of Life Day. But
Yeah.
since Matthew likes to disagree with everything I said, he said it's
Yeah.
National Hot Sauce Day. So today, you know what I'm saying? So to him, it's National Hot Sauce Day. And then we got in this whole conversation about hot sauce. And then, so we talk about my favorite sauce, Spicy Davis sauce, right? I'm giving it a little commercial.
Look, you know what they should name it? They should name it Inauguration Inferno.
Oh.
We writing it down.
Look
We
at
writing it
that.
down.
There you
Look
go.
at
It's all free with Bernie Sanders on it.
With Bernie Sanders. Gonna make that.
Inauguration look, it's a good
Inferno.
idea.
Say,
All right, we're
Word
gonna do
out now. You better hurry
Free
up.
PR.
Inauguration
Free
Right.
in
Or somebody else
Inferno.
does it. Yes.
Free PR.
Hey,
They're gonna
even
do
if
that.
they make it, let me
Bottle.
tell you something. Even if it make it, he been making hot sauce for years, man. Even if he makes it, it's not gonna be delicious. His sauce is delicious. He makes like different flavors. You got like pineapple in it. Some of them you got like So yeah, it's real good stuff. I'm not to say like you see, I got these empty bottles over here. I got
Yeah, all your bottles empty. You gotta
You
get
got
some
different
Well,
more.
me and Matthew are waiting for our samples. For
Okay.
sure.
Oh,
So,
send some little baby
And then we can go on air and tell about it.
I got my
What we
address.
gonna do? Eat wings with it, or just a little light bites? What you
What we
gonna eat
gonna
with
do?
it?
What's the organ I'm gonna do?
How you do that?
I'll eat wings. I don't care. There's no shame in my game. Hey, Omar. So you got to do the inauguration Inferno. Then you got to do a special one called Spicy D without the Vegas.
No. I mean,
You
you'll
get
get
into
new
the store.
clientele for sure.
You go to the store and say, "Who wants some of
We
this
got
Spicy
free,
D?"
we got free PR right here.
Yeah,
Look at
we'll
that.
figure it
We
out.
have made all kind of variations.
He said, "Send him the address for some samples. So we gonna get it." All right. So
Look.
you guys
Yeah,
got
that
there.
would be my
Look, y'all do free delivery?
I'll deliver it. I'll deliver it.
No,
I'll deliver
I'm
it.
excited about this. Look,
I'll deliver
I'm
it.
so
Yeah.
excited about some free.
Oh, so just send it to one place.
Yeah. Omar, send it to me. I'll deliver. And don't include this bottle. This bottle does not count as my free sample. Send me another one.
That's sample. That's sample time.
No, this one's finished. Send me another one. Don't count that one. That one don't count. But send me the samples. I'll get it to them. And then if you send me 5, what we'll do is we'll give away one. We'll do a show.
Oh.
And then we'll give one away. We'll see if somebody wants it. So we'll give one away. All right.
Okay, that's a good idea.
All right, cool.
I'm ready for that.
All right. So we'll get the details on that later, man. So that's So we'll do a little we already talk about doing the little Spicy Davis
Giveaway.
Yeah.
There
So we
you
do
go.
a giveaway.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Then,
There you
so,
have it.
so Mackie, you was going to talk a little bit about Friday folklore, right?
Yes, let's get into it.
All right,
All
cool.
right. So let's do this.
Play my video.
All right.
All right, all
Hold up.
right.
Hold up. Hold up.
Hold up. Hold up.
You
He
gotta
wasn't
drink.
ready.
Wait a
He
minute.
wasn't ready.
This is gonna be good because if he had to take a drink before,
Like, let me sip for this. Let me.
I gotta sit through this. No, it's not that bad. So today's Friday folklore deals. So as we're getting into like the spring and everything, a couple really cool like notables and everything. So in the video, it showed actually the snowdrop, which is actually from a German Christian legend that dates back to like when Adam and Eve
Wait,
were in the
hold
Garden
up.
of Eden.
Sorry to interrupt. You said snowdrop.
Snowdrop.
Yeah, that was Star's stripper name.
Bro.
I'm back.
What?
I'm back on mute.
First of all,
Wrong.
Hey, he
Wrong.
told me. He said my
Don't even
sister
line me
was
up for that.
snowdrop. So
Wrong.
I'm
I
gonna
tried
give-
to take one of the stunts for my friends, and I couldn't even. I can't do nothing. I
No,
have no
we're
arm
we're
or
telling
leg
tales.
strength.
so
So, sorry,
that wasn't your.
guys. Can't
That
do
wasn't
it.
you. Oh, somebody else. Okay, my bad. I'm going
Wrong.
back on.
Tales,
I'm
yeah.
going
Back
back
to
on mute.
Matthew.
Wrong.
Thank you.
Put Rob on mute. Thank you. So anyway,
horrible.
in the regions that tend to have snow, the first flowers that tend to like bloom are like the snowdrops, and it tends to be in like a German Christian tradition that when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, Adam actually blew on the snowdrops that were the snowflakes that were coming down. And as the snowflakes touched the ground, they started to bloom, which started the initiation of spring. So that's like the whole, where the spring came from, because usually the snowdrop flower is the first thing that blooms.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that was actually really cool. So like, oh, I love that idea. Also, today starts the first day of Aquarius. So for all my water, yes. So for all my water bearers, this is your month. So between now and February 18th, this is your time to shine.
This is your time.
Star.
So Lori.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, hey, shout out to my dad. His birthday's tomorrow, and then the following day is my brother.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, wow.
We're all like January babies.
And Lori is what, January 27th, I believe that's her birthday. So she's Aquarius.
Happy
Yep.
birthday, Lori. We love
Yeah,
you.
Lori.
Yay.
Happy birthday, Lori. And then my mother-in-law, I got my mother-in-law coming up. My mother-in-law is
Your
Aquarius.
time frame, yeah.
She is?
I love
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, she's what, February, early
Yep.
February, I guess.
Yep, one of my aunts. Yeah, so we have a lot of
Okay,
Aquarius going around.
I love her. Happy early birthday.
Yeah.
So Aquarius is obviously the water bearer. And a lot of people think that like the water bearer is going to be a water sign, but it's actually a air sign. There's a lot of like mythology behind as to why that is, and I won't publicize that here because it's a little bit controversial. But if you want to know what it is, message me down below, and I'll tell you a little bit later.
Want to know?
We love
wanna
a
know.
good controversy.
We want to know.
Okay.
We
We live for controversy.
Okay. So one of the water barriers, Aquarii, he was so to rewind like a lot of thousand history, so male figures took on younger males as their suitors and everything. So Zeus took on Aquarius as his love interest, but Aquarius was a little bit younger.
Oh, okay.
So we'll leave it at that. So Zeus ended up, because he took him into his love interest, he took him up the clouds and everything, which makes Aquarius into an air sign. And then Aquarius, is, because he's a male sign, he pours the rain and everything onto everybody else. But the constellation of Aquarius is also identified as the ancient Egyptian and Mesopotamian astrologers. It's also the brightest star in the sky, so it also represents the visionary, and as well as anyone who's well driven. So
okay.
So if this is you, then let's go for it. Not for me.
So
but,
I saw your Instagram today.
Yes.
Is that what that was?
That's what it is.
Yes, with the water.
Yes. So every month. So I took on a recent project. Someone actually hired me to do the constellations or the astrology signs. So every month, every astrological month is going to be a different sign. So
yes.
I'm super excited. So Jack, if you have my Aquarius sign, let's pull that out. If not, there's Rob.
Rob wants his turn. Give Rob a turn.
No, I'm
Leo.
listening.
Do Leo.
No, Leo in July. When July comes.
Oh, look, between July and Leo, between the Cancers and Leo, it's going to be phenomenal because a lot of us are
he's a Cancer.
So I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
I'm a Leo.
So but I'm very excited about doing the astrological signs because it's taking me out. For those of you who've been following us, that I'm just very creative, very outside the box, and for me to take on this project to do the zodiac and everything, I'm I absolutely love this because it's forcing me to do more for things that you guys haven't seen before. And if you guys have ideas that you want me to do for each sign, because each sign that I do, there's always an attribute as to that sign, what the Aquarius did. It's the 11th sign in the zodiac. It's birthstone is Amaranth or amethyst. It's an air sign, so I'm in the clouds. So there's always something that it's contributing to that sign. So if you're that sign, just wait for your month and then shout me out and everything. So I can't wait to.
I worked a project recently where I researched and gave models zodiac. It was a zodiac shoot. So I would love to give you the ones that I came up with so you can see it and see if you can implement it in your. But I researched it. I was Googling it, and I was even coming up researching even what each sign meant, and you're familiar with the earth sign and all that stuff. So each sign is so different and what they really represent. So I think it's so cool. I love what you did today. And
did you love my Capricorn? Since you're a Cappy star, did you like my Capricorn?
I did.
I don't remember that one. What was it?
It was fantastic. I had a water, ocean background. I had these huge horns and everything. It was. It was quite fantastic. I want to be a fantasy for everyone who has that sign. They can look at it that's me. This is what I represent.
Yeah.
I do a lot of research into what the signs are, and it's not just me because I'm bored. I mean, no, I'm not bored, but I love history and everything.
I had a question though. I had a question about because you mentioned Egypt. So aren't there the astrology signs Greek, from ancient Greek, or do they actually go back to Egypt, or what's the tie between that?
There's a lot of crossover as to that time frame, as to a lot of the astrologers, because a lot of astrologers came from. So from my perspective, you know, Eden was in like the Persian Empire area. You know, for those of you who don't know, I have a strong, you know, religious background, but you know, it's all up for interpretation. You know, it's whatever's up for you, you know, make it for you. But a lot of the Roman, Egyptian, and Greek astrologers kind of were in like the same area, so they kind of had like the same mindset, and like they have the same like dialogue between like, you know, Egyptian and the Greek, and then like the Persian, because they're all like, you know, talking to one another, because they always had like one head person communicating with one another, you know, just to say, hey, is this approved or is it not approved? So so Mesopotamia, Egypt, you know, Greece, I think as far north as what was originally considered Gaul, which was now France. They all have their, you know, their history and their mythology. And as I go through, you know, through the years, and I actually have a lot of, there's actually a really interesting research that I recently found that I'll talk to you guys later about. But it talks about the wise men, how they're related to Noah, and then how there's a witch that's in Italy that's also, you know, in Egypt and everything. So it's really interesting as I get more into it, and I'm like, but what about what I'm like?
When you say related, you mean like related by blood or just
related by
affiliation?
Yeah.
Oh, by blood.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
So to give you like
related.
So yes. So to give you like a quick little history thing. So as I started like the Noir folklore, not Noir folklore, that's my Instagram name. So as I was going through like Friday folklore and like through the holidays and everything, I learned that the three wise men, granted there's the debate as to if there's like 3 or if there's 12, and that the wise men were actually related to Noah. They're actually the 3 sons of Noah that were cast out because of Ham's altercations with Noah and his little shenanigans. So but you know, from what I've read and from what I found, you know, it's the 3 wise men that showed up in the nativity scene were actually related to Noah. So
wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
So that's my life here in my little studio of like crazy costumes and oversized hats. So
yeah, all the creativity.
I have a question for Matthew. I have a question. So we're talking about all these signs. I was wondering, do you believe in them? Do you believe that yours is appropriate to you? And I'm just curious.
You know, honestly, and that's a good question too, because a lot of people like they don't put a lot of interest or like emphasis onto it. It's like either hit or miss. Like I believe in that 100%. That, you know, and within each sign there's 3 other categories of what type of sign you are. In the sign of Cancer, I'm considered like the Martha Stewart of Cancers because I create everything. I do all the home stuff. I do, you know, everything crafty. That's me.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
Yeah. Right.
You know, it's not me trying to like force, you know, a sign onto myself. It's like, this is what actually happens. And if you guys ever been to like my studio and everything, I create I create everything. I create wigs, I create makeup, I create, you know, costumes and everything. That's what I do. I'm very tangible. You know, some people don't believe in that, which is fine because I don't want to pressure that onto them. But you know, it's really up to your background and everything. I don't want to force something upon somebody, but if somebody is interested in, I'll give you my information and you do with it as you will. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I personally, especially just having my Capricorn season, I truly believe in it. When I see little memes, I was researching it. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so me. And there were things I wanted to post so bad. Like it was funny things. It would have Simon when they finally see the person that you questioned their integrity and you didn't like. It was just like, it's Simon, you know, just. Like I told you. So it's so funny when I'm reading on it that everything really applies to me. Like almost I would say 99%. I read somewhere lazy than lazy enough because I feel bad when if I lay around and rest.
Like, are you lazy? It said that you're lazy.
I think you were a little muffled, Rob.
Oh, I thought you said that. You said that.
Oh, someone muted.
Never mind. It was a bad joke. I was trying to hear what she said about the category of the Capricorn, the classification.
No,
so
I got researched it, and I've been researching Capricorn. Okay. So it's almost me to a T.
What does it say about you?
Hard worker, leadership. Okay, so I'm quick to fall in love or trust people, but when they cross me, like when I'm finally done, I'm done. And it's like they died, and it's so true. It's like so many people when they finally get it, it's like
that's it.
I don't care if you were in a car accident. Oh, I'm sorry. Because I gave my 100% and I probably gave my blood basically to you. So it's like, wow, when I'm reading stuff, it's like so true because, and it could take years for me to get to that, by the way. It's not like it'll happen in a second. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of trauma has happened to me.
So you're the one that you would shoot somebody if they cross you.
Or they would probably shoot themselves and then they'd be dead. Like you're dead, right? It's like you're dead to me. You're dead to me. Like
sorry, I didn't make you.
And the thing with astrology too is like the thing with astrology too is like people like, oh, this doesn't pertain to me, or this could pertain to anybody. You know, that's a valid question, and that's a valid opinion because sometimes you don't see currently, but I'm not saying that everything that astrologically is going to pertain to you. Sometimes and it's your different personalities because I'm a little bit more stronger of my my phase of a Cancer because I'm more outgoing, I'm more gregarious. I can speak English. I'm more gregarious of a person, but there's sometimes that the different personalities they sway. There's like a pendulum where like there's a tree. The thing that I always remember was the tree branch. Depending on the wind, it's going to depend on how it falls within within your category. And sometimes it doesn't pertain to you, sometimes it does pertain to you, but it also depends on what you're focused on. It also depends on what's going on in your life currently. It may not happen right now. It may be something that's going to happen, tomorrow or next week. So your only vision is what's going on right now. If you're a little bit more open to it, then it's going to be, a broader spectrum. So it just really depends. So I'm not forcing astrology or anything.
Say again?
I believe that to be true with horoscopes because that's changing, and sometimes I question it. Like, is that for everybody? But I feel like the individual signs that are pretty consistent no matter where you look, I think and you meet other signs that are like you feel like, oh, those are my people. Like when you find, like me personally, if I meet other Capricorns, no wonder I like you, or no wonder you're like this way. And there's things I do, and my friends will be like, Star, you need to do this, this, this. But as I read on it, I'm like, oh, I need to change myself,
right?
But it might be part of my makeup, if that's true. Again,
I don't know. Honestly, it's like it depends on what you believe too. It's like, it also depends on where you are in life because, I don't know. It just depends on where you are. You could be, and like, you're not really sure what's going on in life.
Like this example, if a sign tells you you're stubborn, that's not a good trait. And then people start telling you you're stubborn.
I know somebody that's stubborn, and their sign is stubborn. I know somebody like that. That's Aries.
I'm not an astrologist. I don't do readings and everything, but I know enough to where I can say, okay, this is what's going on. This is I can give you a plate of food. This is what's going on, but take from it what you will. So
I feel like it's consistent, you know, like a lot of times with the personality traits, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I was raised not to believe in it, you know, myself. But
right.
I've found that the personality traits happen to match. You know what I mean? And like you said, sometimes you can say, "Oh, well, it could be anything, whatever." But you know, literally, you know,
Like
I like
yourself,
to,
Leo.
yeah, like myself, yeah, you know, Leo's loyal to a fault. You know what I mean? Um, and I think I fit the category. I do fit a lot of the Leo categories. Cancers, I like cancers because they are true. You know what I'm saying? They're temperamental. You know what I mean? But he didn't want to mention that part. But for me, you know,
I'm
the
not,
cancers
but
that I
there's somebody you know who is a Cancer who is temperamental.
Right.
So
okay.
We
Cool.
looking like
Yeah, there's a few people, but like cancers, you piss them off. I mean, like they would do anything for you though. You know what I'm saying? Like they would do anything similar. You know what I'm saying? But then you piss them off, man. Woo, and it don't take a lot, you know. And then yeah.
So I'm kind of like on the fence. Like I don't take it for face value, but I do see some parallels. But I do think that like if you read it over and over, then you may be mimicking what you've read versus you are that, and you know. So it's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Is that really you, or are you grooming to what you've been told that you are?
Right. And that's the same question of like, is this really happening to me, or am I just like wanting to, or if am I, you know,
wanting it for
this
yourself.
to happen? Correct.
Right.
You know.
But for me, sometimes I could hear something and I said, man, are they a Aries? Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Or yeah, you know what I mean? So even like,
but me having a psychology degree, like I would have to assert that there are other layers to what makes someone character and personality. Some being birth order.
Definitely. And I agree with that, but I've seen, like, I have a friend who he's a Leo, right? But both his parents are Pisces, and his younger brother is a Pisces. You know what I'm saying? So the way that he interacts, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he has some Leo traits, but the Pisces traits are a lot stronger than the Leo traits, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
And then
none of the courses that I took based therapy or counseling or psychology on astrology.
Of course not. But Jessica, how about your sign? What about your sign?
So I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
No, Libra.
Okay.
Libra. And
Libra. So how do you identify? Is there things that you identify, or is it just some?
I do. I identify with balance, being neutral, being balanced, keeping peace. I do.
Yes.
but why? But why? So you know, so my thing is, why do I do that? Is it because
so, hold on.
I'm gonna stop. Hold on right there.
Hold on. I want to read it. I'm gonna read what it says, and then Matthew.
No, Rob, stop. I'm gonna tell you what.
You go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what Libra is, because Libras they're a justice figure. They want to balance between physical and spiritual realms, and their constellation is small, but they're quite hard to see. So they want to like speak up. I mean, hello.
That just happened.
So, I mean, that's, you know, they're the Libras are both skills.
Everything that you just said just now. before you said that.
Skills, or between the simplicity and like of air. They're also an air sign, so they're everywhere. They don't want to be confined to, like, you know, a water or fire. They're everywhere. So wherever you are, they can manipulate themselves, you know, through that space. So
that's me, but I attribute that to growing up in a military family and moving all over and adjusting to every type of environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nobody takes that away.
I agree. You're trying to rationalize. So what you're doing is trying to rationalize the coincidences.
So my aunt says, she joined in. This is Spicy Davis's wife. How about Gemini?
Oh,
Lord. Gemini, the twins.
Oh boy, I'm gonna tell you about Gemini.
So Gemini is also an air constellation. They're also associated with adaptability, duality, and opposites. So they like, they like to understand what's going on with both spectrums. They like to be like the devil's advocate, basically. They want to know what's going on, so they don't want to form one opinion. They want to have see everybody's perspective, so that way they can form an opinion. So,
well, Auntie, don't get mad at me. I'm gonna tell you my experience with Gemini, and I'm not, I just but Gemini is crazy. First of all, Gemini is crazy.
They're crazy.
First of all, Gemini is crazy. Okay, we're not talking about all Geminis, right? So it just depends. Everything it has to do with your upbringing, right? But let's just say Donald Trump. She said, "Oh my God, you're crazy." Donald Trump is a Gemini. Is a Gemini, right? And so with my experience with Geminis, right? Sometimes they go one way, then the next thing they go another way, and you're like, what the hell? It was like two
all over the place.
People.
They're all over the place.
So
I want to do this. I want to do this.
She said, okay.
So
she said kind of true, and she owns that.
He's accountable, and then
wow.
That's right. Yep. And then so look at Donald Trump. First he's like, oh man, go over there and fight. Go fight. And then when he left, he's like, oh, he wants peace and whatever. And you're like, who the hell was that guy? You know what I'm saying? That just left. That is a Gemini.
Yeah. They're
all over. Like, oh crap. Focus.
I gotta think who I know that's a Gemini.
I think females are different though. I gotta say this though. I dated 2 Geminis with the same birthday. They got worse and worse, but they were the same.
Oh.
But female Geminis that I know personally, I mean, I guess it's different when you date them, obviously too. But I have never heard or seen crazy stuff from female Gemini.
Oh,
I've never dated them either.
My aunt is commenting. She says she's totally different from Trump. So
okay. So that's
so I think female. First of all, females are rational.
Yes.
Of course. That's in general. That's like all females.
I'm just saying. I have to say that we are different. And
I agree with that.
So the male Geminis. Oh my God! I was, and it's so funny. I was seeing a meme like, have you ever dated someone you just swore off the whole sign, and it was like the Gemini? But Gemini. I have several friends Gemini that are females that I don't see what I saw in them. They're not crazy. They're not all over the place. They're health professionals. Like they're focused. They have families. They're not all.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something, and this is not about anybody in particular, right? But no, seriously, it's not. But for female Gemini, right? So what you described, to me, is consistent. Because when they're at work, they could be like freaking boom, CEO, whatever, so. But when they go at home, they could be completely different, or you know what I'm saying? They could be like they could be like at work, they'd be like, they're mean to everybody, and then at home they're all cuddly, or they could be all like a prudy and stuff, and then they go home, they whipping that, they got a whip, and you know what I'm saying, and wearing leather boots, so
leather boots
that come up to their belly button.
Me and Justin going to hell for that because we wear them.
Now I'm talking about your regular leather boots. The ones that come up to your belly button. My wife came downstairs. My wife came downstairs to see what I was talking about.
Right, talking about leather boots.
I'm not saying nothing bad, babe. I'm talking about my aunt.
She's coming to mute you.
Oh my gosh. The thing too with each sign is like, with each sign, there's either male or female, and Gemini is predominantly a male or a masculine sign. And as a male, or I don't say male, just more masculine. They can be, tough negotiators and clever with like business people, and they're, they guard against like their impulsiveness. In some cases, they tend to bully. Hello. So just stand up for who they are. So as Gemini, as the more masculine, and I say this because when you're a male Gemini, you stand up more so. You become a little bit more hard. I'm a male. I'm this demographic, but as a female, you tend to be a little bit more. Right. This is me. It's not the same that you're. And I don't want to say this as like a negative context, and you may bleep me out for this, but Gemini females are not like the bitch. They're just more business people oriented, for who they are. Yeah. So it just really depends on where you are. And each sign is like they have like their different demographics. Like for me as a Cancer, we're ruled by the moon, so we're more feminine. So, which is why I tend to look very fantastic more as a female. So, and why I have more feminine, and why I have more feminine attributes, because anything like the female, like clothing or like home.
But that's not okay. But that's not true, because look at so Big Jimmy, he's a Cancer.
Oh, man.
He's a Cancer. You got the same birthday?
Not the same birthday, but he's a Cancer.
Oh.
And
there's exception every rule. He's just telling you how he identified.
Right.
There's exception every rule.
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
And like I said, like within each phase, there's like 3 different phases depending on like where you stand. Like
where your birthday is.
Okay.
Right.
So Matthew. So I want to go ahead. I want to wrap, because I love this topic, and I want to lead off with this next Friday. So
bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah,
let's do some research.
Wrap it around.
Because I want to hear. You know what? Because I want to hear. I want Jessica to come in with her psychological point of view. You know what I'm saying? I want Jessica to do some research and combat this. But
I want to come back with the why. Why.
Come back. Yeah. And did you say why or wine?
Both.
Yeah, I know. You come in with a wine. But I think this is interesting. This is interesting. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it next week. So you guys at home, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna wrap up. I do want to show my TikTok video as I promised, because y'all said that I look like Shaq. So we're gonna look at this and then we'll close out.
You look like Shaq. We didn't.
My sister said it.
Well, Jessica did. And I agree.
He does. He does look like Shaq. He talks like him too.
What? All right, go ahead.
All right, so we gonna check out the TikTok.
Yeah, check it out.
I hope so.
Sorry, Shaq.
Let's do it.
Supposedly, this app tells you what celebrity you look like. Oh no.
Oh.
You should have had him talking or doing something.
No, that's how the app. You do the app, and then it tells you. That's the thing.
Oh, it tells you what to do. Oh, I don't know.
It tells you what celebrity you look like.
Yeah.
That's the one that came out.
Y'all made me cry so much.
It did for real? No.
That's not TikTok.
That's TikTok.
I don't know.
It says no TikTok.
I can research that too for next week.
Research it, because I gotta start. Because my daughter told me
that's not TikTok.
I'm gonna take it off.
She said that ain't TikTok.
That's TikTok. I guarantee you. Okay.
No.
Oh, let me ask my son. My son, though, he's 13.
That is not TikTok. It would say TikTok.
No, well, I had to convert it while we were talking into another videos that could fit.
To download it.
That's what. Yeah.
No, Jessica, you converted my videos.
Start and see that logo. Start and see that logo. That TikTok logo.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, those of you at home, go check out my TikTok, Rob.Henlin. It used to be Chicken Wing Willie, but I had to get rid of that one. It was looking because it was Chicken Wing Willie TikTok. That was my uncle.
Oh God.
My other uncle. But I said, yeah, people thought I was coming across creepy. So I said, I'm gonna just be myself, so that nobody thinks that. It was my character. My ego, Chicken Wing Willie. But it was yeah. So it was looking too weird. I wanted to be myself, so I changed the name. Rob.Henlin. Look me up on TikTok. Follow me, and you see I got 3 TikToks. One with me acting a fool. Second, with me being Shaq. And third, with my daughter dancing like she crazy because I told her I was gonna put it up there.
All right.
Boom.
We can't wait to see it. Check them out like we will.
All right. So you guys take care. Thank you guys for, hey, thank you for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that, you know, shout out to Jessica, Star, Mr. Matthew Cooley. Shout out to Spicy Davis for joining us.
Yeah.
He's gonna be our sponsor. Spicy D. Spicy D. That's awesome.
Spicy D.
That's right. I'm not gonna talk. I ain't talking about the
Spicy D. About that Spicy D.
I'm talking about the Spicy Davis. And then, yeah, you guys at home, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fierce, and tune in next week when we talk a little bit more. We're gonna talk more about astrology and what you guys believe in, and if it's real or if it's BS. All right.
Love it.
Peace.
Where are we at? There we are.